What is going on, everyone? I'm Keegs, and today we're going to start an awesome journey together, which will be going through the current run of the Darth Vader comics. Now, I know a decent amount of the stories from this run, but I haven't actually read it all the way through, so I'm really excited to finally get caught up. We of course will be starting with issue number 1, and this takes place right after episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Darth Vader wasn't able to turn Luke to the dark side, and in fact, Luke would have rather fallen to his death, which has got to be kind of a bit of a blow to Vader. But at least Luke knows the truth now that Vader is his father. Once Vader finally realized that it was his son, it kind of hit him like a ton of bricks. He thought that his child had died with Padme and that he was truly alone, so when he first came across Luke, even though he probably felt that it was his son, he was in such disbelief that he wouldn't even acknowledge it as a possibility. But after reflecting on it for a while, he accepted it, and now that his son has rejected him and escaped, he needs some answers. He feels that whoever hid Luke from him was doing Luke a disservice and keeping him just generally weak, and that he would never know his real potential. Vader calls on a forensics droid who goes by Z67 to assist him in figuring out Luke's past and how it could have slipped past Vader. He loads up some evidence and some death troopers and they take off. Just after he takes off though, Palpatine of course calls in and wants to talk to Vader, but Admiral Pite is nervously like, he's unavailable, sorry? And to Palpatine's credit, he doesn't immediately force choke out the Admiral and instead just laughs it off. He might know something is up with Vader. Z67 wants to know what their mission is and how to start working, but Vader's like, let me just do a little something first. Z67 doesn't think Vader is capable of working on him and tells him that only a trained technician should be doing that, but of course we know Vader is actually really good with droids, and he just straight up ignores him and rewires him to explode if he tries to reveal anything that he learns on this mission with Vader. He's just covering some bases, since he worked really hard to hide his true identity. Now that that's out of the way though, Vader's like, Skywalker. He got away, but that's fine, cause I'm gonna see him again soon. I'm not trying to track him down right now. What we're doing is we're going to track down every single person that hid him away, and we're gonna kill them. And Z67 doesn't really have an issue with that and says, okay, then to Tatooine we go, since that is where he was first seen. When they arrive, some pirates do notice his ship and think, oh hey, a lone Imperial ship with no backup. That's an easy target, right? Right? Vader searches the local records and finds out that Klieg Lars and his wife Shmi Skywalker had a home there, but when they both died, it was taken over by Klieg's son, Owen Lars, and his wife Beru. So, I guess that technically makes Klieg Anakin's stepbrother. Fun fact. The home is totally destroyed and burned out when they get there, but they look through the house anyways. Vader sees how Luke grew up and is reminded by the similarities that Luke enjoyed to things that he liked, like flying and fixing droids. Unfortunately, he's also reminded of the Tusken Raiders because they've scavenged the place, and he thinks back on how they killed his mother, and then of course he killed all of them, and that leads to him thinking about Padme's death and all the other crappy things in his life. Z67 snaps Vader out of his memories though, and confirms that they took the boy in, which just really pisses Vader off, and he immediately ignites his lightsaber wanting to punish someone. Z67 points out that everyone's already dead here, but luckily there's a convenient group of pirates closing in now. Lieutenant Banch comes flying in on a transport yelling that they've got a transmission when his ship immediately blows up. Z67 is like, yo, we should probably get out of here now, but Vader doesn't give a crap about any of the explosions going on around him, and he just walks through all the flames like a total badass. And not only that, then he uses the Force to pull the ship close enough for him to slash it with his lightsaber, opening the hull. All of the pirates jump out and start blasting, but that's literally a joke to Vader, and he easily cuts every single one of them down. Vader and Z67 travel back to Coruscant to Padme's old apartment, and Z67 is confused, like, why are we here? Wait, was she the mother? And then it dawns on him, and the logic is really put together in his mind. His databanks show that Anakin Skywalker frequently served as her personal guard, and obviously they got pretty friendly. Vader says that only her most trusted allies knew she was pregnant, and they must have stolen the boy before she died. Or potentially right after she died, I guess. So anyway, there was a good chance that she was brought back to her apartment, and maybe someone left something else for them to follow. And since the security recordings from that time period are missing, Someone clearly wanted to hide something, and maybe that person left a trace. Z67 scans the room and ends up finding a tracker that they trace back to the planet Vendaxa. Vader stumbles upon an outpost that's currently under attack, and when he bulldozes his way through, he's met with, wait, Padme? And that, everyone, is where we're going to end this video. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about the time period in between episode 5 and 6, but stay tuned though, because soon we'll be back to see what happens in issue number 2. I'm Keeks, and I will catch y'all next time for some more Star Wars content.